growing up for me, rugby impacted my life in a massive way because nobody in my family ever played sport. So I don't come from a long list of people, family members that have done really well, and I'm just continuing that. You know, I was one of the first, and as a child I went through lots of different challenges. There was a bit of anger in me. You know, I was a bit confused. I didn't know what I was going to do. I never knew my father growing up. Mum was a cleaner. You know, around deprived areas where there's drug problems. You know, I wasn't great at school. I left school with no qualifications. Rugby for me was a great vehicle to channel all that emotion, energy that I didn't know what to do with. And the game itself just teaches respect, discipline, leadership, teamwork, you know, so many great qualities for young people. And I think because of that then, it built me up as a person, and I grew in confidence. I went and I trained, and people helped me along the way, whether it was picking me up and taking me to training. And I'll never forget those people. And I just had this dream of wanting to be a professional sportsman, and nobody around us ever did anything like that. So for me, at the age of 16 to sign a contract, was massive. And then from there on, just getting involved with a professional club, I just went from strength to strength. And I look back and just think, wow, what a journey that certainly is. I was lucky enough to play in 2 Lions tours, 2001 and 2005, but it was a 2001 that really got it going for me because I'd come from rugby league to rugby union. I hadn't started an England international game, so playing on the Lions, I actually started a Lions test match before I started an England test match. But I didn't know many of the players, I didn't know the history, so it was a real experience of just finding out what the Lions was all about. It's that coming together of 4 nations, the power of one, and just how it would work, because really it shouldn't work. You spend all the time, in your own country fighting against all these other teams, and all of a sudden you bring it together in a very short space of time, and somehow you got to put all that to one side and just find a way of performing together. And that's the beauty of it. That's why it's so unique. And when you do put all those bits together and it works, it's unbelievable feeling. And for me, it really accelerated me as a rugby union player as well. And again, I've got some of the best experience, especially the first test at the Gabba. I will never forget it, because we actually warmed up under this stadium before the game, and it's quite unusual that normally you'd be out on the pitch. So we didn't know what to expect. And we come up the tunnel, we come up the stairs to come out, and all of a sudden we just hear this Lions. It just gets louder and louder and louder, and we run out onto the field, and you couldn't help but look, and it was just a sea of red. Just a wave of red shirts all around the stadium. The atmosphere was unbelievable. One of my greatest memories is that Lions roar, Scottish, Welsh and Irish fans shouting for me like their own. I mean, you don't normally get that, and I think that unity is massive. But that support, going away from home, playing some of the biggest teams in world rugby, and then to have 50, 60,000 people, travelling with you is massive. It's so easy when you made a good run and the crowd lifts, just to get that extra energy and just want to run through brick walls. And that gave us the boost to go on and win that test match. So some great memories. Yeah, so I faced a lot of discrimination over the years as a player. I faced a lot of racism, especially in my early days, which was quite a horrible feeling. To be going out there and doing something you love, and to be singled out just because of the colour of your skin, it was disgusting at the time. You want to be stood on the pitch, as proud as punch, and for then the crowd, thousands of people in the crowd, to be shouting, vile racist remarks was difficult. And for me, it was a case of, look, just get your head down, just try and block it out and just play well. I think for me, looking back, it was hard to really say much because it should have been said on my behalf. I was a player, so I would expect, again, the organisation to come in and say, look, this is unacceptable, because they heard it. The chairman, the managers, everybody heard it, but they just accepted it as well, and I had to just get on with it as a player. But it was the elephant in the room. Maybe if we had a black chairman, then something would have been done about it, 20, 30 years ago. And this is where we need to have that representation at board level so that there's an understanding there. I think at the moment, probably not enough is being done. I think there's a lot of talk about it, and that, it shouldn't be in sport, it shouldn't be in society. As a black man, I see things every day. I hear comments every day, which, people don't realise. If it doesn't happen to you, you just think it doesn't happen. But I know it does, and other black, people that I know, they have it the same, all the time. So we're moving in a better direction, but I still think there's lots to be done. Since I've retired, I've been trying to use sport for good myself in lots of different programs that I've been involved in, because I know the power of sport. I know, just telling a young lad, a young girl, just saying well done, that's great. I know the impact you can make, just something as simple as that. But also I know the barriers that young people can face, whether that's not being able to get to places to experience things, or they don't have the equipment, or they don't have the support at home. So for me now, it's really important that I get out there. I don't just talk about it. I get out there and I get involved in so many different programs, because if I can inspire one child, just one child, that could have been the same as the school teacher when I was 10 years old did to me. And look at what I did. To come from a deprived area, to play rugby league for so long, 10 years, to come into rugby union, to play on Lions, to captain England, to win a World Cup. I mean, you only need to inspire one child.